Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I have 3 stories for you in this very latest Moon Lambo hot jam, including this headline from Crypto Newsflash. Goldman Sachs expert bullish on Ripple's future, expects it to transform online payment industry. And so look folks, setting aside the nonsense that is the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, that's going to go away one way or another. I suspect anyway. Can't know that for sure. But I suspect there's going to be settlement, and if not, full adjudication, and in which case, I firmly believe Ripple's on the right side of the law. I don't think that XRP is going to be in such a position that it can no longer be traded in the United States, and Ripple can no longer do anything with XRP pertaining to its business model. Like that'd be just the most doomsday scenario. I just don't think that makes a damn bit of sense. I don't think that's going to happen. And so to me, based on all information available today, it seems more likely to me that Ripple's going to take over the world of global cross-border payments and settlement. It seems fairly close to inevitable based on information, all the information that's publicly available today. And so we don't know that for sure either, but I certainly can see a world where XRP is broadly adopted as a bridge currency among other use cases. There are plenty of other use cases as well. And so really all we have to do is sit back and wait for everybody to just kind of work it out. And look, in a mature crypto market, speculators will actually appreciate real-world utility and invest accordingly. You know, people behaved similarly, just as insanely as they're investing right now, based on just it's purely FOMOing in and purely panic selling, and that won't ever 100% go away. But there's such a frenzy around this, and we have seen this behavior before. Yet, so we're seeing it in crypto now, but we saw it during the dot-com boom and bust. Everything with a dot-com, oh, you're a dot-com? Okay, take my money, business. And then almost all of those companies that were dot-coms, they did go away, but there were a handful of companies that stuck around, and then all sorts of new companies after the bubble burst came around. And so at some point, there will be sufficient maturation. So all we have to do is the easy part, which is wait. They're the ones building the crap, right? So at least we're not doing that, right? That's the real work right there. And then also I've got a video clip that I transcribed that was shared by my fellow XRP YouTuber Crypto Eddie. And it's a video clip with a newer Ripple employee, Brooks Entwistle. And so I want to talk about that. And then there is also this, which is unrelated to Ripple and XRP, so I'll save it for the tail end. Man to forfeit millions in cash, real estate, and jewelry after pleading guilty to a fake crypto investment scheme. Folks, I tell you, my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. Sage wisdom, grandpappy, sage wisdom. But I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who makes YouTube videos, but it's just a hobby, just for fun. And so into the first piece, again, it's titled, Goldman Sachs expert bullish on Ripple's future, expects it to transform online payment industry. While Ripple has been sailing through rough waters with its recent ongoing battle with the SEC, some market analysts are bullish on its future. Goldman Sachs expert Andrew Lokanoff believes once Ripple resolves its issue with the securities regulator, the company will soon gain major market dominance. Yeah, and so I'll pause right there. So there's a couple of things on this front, and you'll see I'm going to talk about this more when I get to the next part. It's going to segue perfectly. You'll see it's just a masterful Moon Lambo video plan layout here, right? But as far as adoption, there are a couple things that are crucial that I talk about somewhat frequently, which is you have to have sufficient liquidity if you're going to position XRP as a bridge currency for meaningful transactions, and well, in terms of volume, right? Because if you don't have sufficient liquidity, you can only handle so many payments, even with XRP being blazing fast. Because look, you're talking about trillions and trillions of dollars per day in global cross-border payments and settlement. So there's that, and then there's regulatory uncertainty. But once that's cleared up, and it actually, it's not like it is in the United States and every other corner of the world, right? But once that's all figured out, yeah, you're going to see greater adoption. And in the meantime, it's like, okay, so in terms of XRP price, like when's the utility going to matter? Well, that's the $1 million question. Now that I don't know. I don't believe there's even a chance of that happening until after this market cycle is over. So I'm talking about this crypto bubble inflating and then popping. Once it pops and then prices crater, 80+% and maybe over 90% for some cryptocurrencies, and XRP will be cratering that much too after it hits whatever its new all-time high will be. I don't know if that'll be $10 or 20 or 30. I don't pretend to know what the number will be. Suffice it to say, probably a lot more than it's worth today. But then the whole market's going to tank, and so after that happens, at some point there will be a come moment, effectively, where investors in the space, they're going to have to be like, wow, we've really got to stop being stupid. We are just eating it here. And so at some point, but when's that going to happen? See, that's the thing. So with the dot-com boom and bust, the bubble inflated once, it popped, and then sanity returned. But with here, it's even harder to figure out which cryptocurrencies deserve to be around. That's why you keep seeing the bubble inflate and then pop and then inflate and pop. And it's just not clear what the winners are being. And in the meantime, humans are just being the speculative creatures that they are, and there's a frenzy around it, and it's global. With the dot-com boom and bust, it was based in the United States and only during business hours, trading hours. But with here, it's the whole world, and it's 24/7, 365. Every second of every day, the trading's happen, and that's why you're getting these cycles. Whereas it's not just one bubble inflate, bubble pop, and then everything that doesn't deserve to be or go away. That's not what's happening. We can see that. So I don't know for sure if that's going to happen, or maybe we'll have another market cycle past this one where utility still doesn't sufficiently matter. Now, the good news is, even if that's the case, XRP, as long as the whole asset class continues to trend upward despite these massive bubble poppings that I'm talking about, as long as we still see a trend upwards, which we have for over 12 years, you will see XRP have a higher price and greater liquidity, more people buying and selling it. And if that's the case, you can roll out on-demand liquidity in more corridors. And so that's good, because liquidity begets liquidity. Adoption begets adoption, frankly. Certainly that's the theory, and I believe that will unfold. And so as the asset class matures, you will see more money flowing in to XRP. It's just kind of a question of at what point is most of the money going to start to flow into projects where something's actually getting accomplished, where you're actually solving a real world problem. And that's the $1 million question. Like I said, I don't know for sure, but that's why I said the soonest it could happen would be after the bubble pops, and we'll see if people start to act a little bit more rationally. I'm not necessarily convinced, because we don't even seem close to figuring this out as a species, like which cryptos deserve to be around, but maybe. I mean, there are people last market cycle after the bubble pop that were saying, thank God this happened. Thank God that we're getting the flushing out of all this, because now we're not going to have all these cryptocurrencies that don't do anything. Yeah, that's not how it panned out. Instead, you've got like 4 times as many cryptocurrencies as after the bubble popped, and still almost none of them do anything. So the people that were like, oh, thank God this has happened, the bubble has popped, and now all these crap coins are going away. That's not exactly what happened, my friend. But at some point it will. But anyway, the piece continues. In the past, Lokanath has worked in key positions at several financial institutions. As a result, he has been dealing with the crypto market for quite some time. In his latest comments, the expert was direct in his opinion about Ripple's XRP. In a world with the Cryptopolin publication, Lokanath said the following. This is a quote. Ripple will redefine online payments, and I believe that Ripple will likely IPO and go public once its SEC lawsuit is resolved. And that's the end of the quote. Yeah, I think that's likely as well, which is going to be interesting because the SEC has to approve that too. So after the SEC gets their rear sides handed to them by Ripple, they'll be like, we do need you though, SEC. So approve this, damn it. But anyway, the expert cites the key benefits of the Ripple protocol, like speed and reduced risks. Lokanath also sees Ripple's XRP as a replacement to the Swift platform. Ooh, a little golf clap for that one. The Swift ecosystem currently takes around 3 to 5 days to transfer funds cross-border. And on the other hand, Ripple's XRP attains this in less than 5 seconds. And so look, if XRP can offer a better customer experience at a lower price, do you think it will be adopted globally, broadly, at some point? Like, for me, the answer is yes. Now, unless something comes out of left field we could not have possibly fathomed, to me, the answer seems very close to inevitably yes. So I'm not at the point where I'd say I'm 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure about pretty much anything in life. but I'm pretty close to it now, but purely based on the information available. And if things shift, I'm going to be talking about it on this channel. And so then there's this headline from March 20th of this year. Former Uber and Goldman Sachs executive joins Ripple. And so they're talking about Brooks Entwistle. And this is his Twitter profile right here. You can see he's working at Ripple in Singapore, I believe is correct anyway. And he's an alum from Dartmouth, Harvard, Uber, and Goldman Sachs. So sharp individual, no doubt. Ripple only hires the cream of the crop. And so he was talking about some of the regulatory concerns. And so my fellow XRP YouTuber Crypto Eddie shared this video clip, tweeted this out, and I transcribed it. And I wanted to share what he had to say because it's a really positive message. You got to understand, despite what's happening in the United States, like Ripple they're continuing to grow RippleNet, including on-demand liquidity, which does mean XRP is a bridge currency, despite the fact that liquidity is all but dried up in the United States. And so here's the quote from Brooks Entwistle. We're in dialogue with some 50-plus regulators in different countries across a variety of countries. It is a deep effort. We have regulatory teams and policy teams, myself, others that get involved in this. It's a core part of what we do because we want to be in the conversation, and there are plenty of markets from a regulatory standpoint that are leaning forward around cryptocurrency. And so while the United States may be taking a while to kind of come to grips with how you regulate cryptocurrency, places like Singapore, Japan, the UK, others are leaning forward into this. And so look, I'm telling you, that's the quote. So I'm telling you, Ripple is continuing to get traction. There is continued adoption of this. That's why I always go back to if XRP and RippleNet is solving real problems for real people and businesses, then it's not going to go away. It will be traded in perpetuity even just for that reason. And there are other reasons that it deserves to be around. It's solving other problems on the planet. But even if there's just one problem that's being solved, it deserves to be around. Which is why I'm long-term optimistic for XRP. In terms of long-term viability, yeah, it could be here decades from now, potentially worth way more. And beyond that, it could be here in over 100 years. It just depends, but that's contingent upon it continuing to solve problems, real problems for real people. If that ever changes, then the answer is no. It won't be long-term viable in such a scenario. Okay, now into the third piece in this story, this latest Moon Lambo hot jam from the Daily Huddle. Man to forfeit millions in cash, real estate, and jewelry after pleading guilty to a fake crypto investment scheme. An Ohio man is due to forfeit millions in cash, real estate, and jewelry after pleading guilty to facilitating a fake crypto investment scheme. Ooh, you trifling-ass bitch. According to a U.S. Department of Justice press release, 52-year-old Michael Ackerman and his associates started a fraudulent crypto investment fund in 2017, luring potential investors with the promise of a 15% monthly return on their U.S. dollars. Let me pause there. If anything in life in terms of investing, of the ways to spend money, seems too good to be true, it probably is, so you should be very careful. Be very, very careful. The DOJ says the fund claimed to run a proprietary trading algorithm to profit from Bitcoin and other crypto trades. Ackerman claimed that by 2019, the fund's value grew from $37 million to $315 million, a whopping 751% return within 2 years. The DOJ says Ackerman touted the fund's performance to existing and prospective investors who were looking to generate high returns. In reality, however, the DOJ notes that Ackerman's trading account had a balance below $5 million. The fraudster doctored numerous screenshots of his trading account to support his false claims. According to the statement, Ackerman stole at least $9 million in investor contributions to finance his extravagant lifestyle, including the purchase of real estate properties, jewelry, and vehicles. Ah, man. I'm telling you, like, some people just suck. Sucks. And then, so, like I do wonder, because there's no shortage of stories of people doing this, and Bernie Madoff is perhaps the most famous person to engage in a Ponzi scheme like this. But you just got to kind of wonder when these people start this. It's like, do you actually think you're going to get away with this? Do you think this is sustainable? Like, even just looking past the fact that they're just unethical, terrible thieves, causing real monetary damage to real people, even if you set that, not that you should set it aside, but even if you just look past the rest of it, like, do you not realize you're screwing yourself? I don't understand how a human can operate like this. And then, are they not under stress, constantly worried that they're about to go to jail and get found out? I mean, I would be. I couldn't live like that. Anyway, U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss provides details regarding Ackerman's admission on his fraudulent scheme, and here's a quote. As he admitted today, Michael Ackerman raised millions of dollars in investments for his fake cryptocurrency scheme by falsely touting monthly returns of over 15%, falsifying documents to con investors into thinking his fund had a balance of over $315 million, and spending millions in investor funds on himself. Now Ackerman awaits sentencing for his crime. So check this out. This is why it's better to just not be a bad person. Ackerman is now facing a potential 20-year prison sentence and restitution of over $30 million, along with the forfeiture of more than $36 million in cash, jewelry, and real estate. That's right, you the trifling ass bitch, because as my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. Sage wisdom, grandpappy, sage wisdom. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.